hope you have enough space on your phone.
And you ruined it.
I'm sorry.
Let's be quiet. That's okay, because this is our first podcast here. Welcome, everyone. The first episode of Young, Dumb, and Confused. I'm Hunter Van Houten, your humble host. This podcast is going to be a wild ride we've got for you. A lot of segments we're going to do through the show. But without further ado, let me introduce my two slimy hosts, Sean Behringer and Makenna Borf.
You still pronounce my last name wrong, buddy.
Yeah, because it was the funny part.
Oh, is that what we were going for?
Yeah, because you have a funny last name.
I do have.
Unlike
You say that, but yours is Van Hoot Hoot.
It's
so.
better than Borf. It's so much better than Borf.
It's a horrible last name.
It really is. God really said, "Fuck you."
These guys in particular,
It
yeah.
was God, though. It was probably your parents, wasn't it?
Oh,
Don't let God take credit for something that your parents did.
My dad is God.
Alrighty then.
Your dad's Jod?
My dad is Jod. He came down from the sky one day and said, "Jod,"
My name's
Oh, wow.
Jod.
and left.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very riveting.
Very rude.
Yeah. So I'm almost God.
You're almost God? You're God's child? Does that make you Jesus?
Oh my God, does that make me Jesus? I guess in a way it would.
That's kind of a funny. I can kind of segue with that. My gamer tag for everything
Oh God.
is Jebebus.
Jebebus?
Oh my God.
Jebebous, and my friend and I came up with that in middle school. It's supposed to be Jesus' stepbrother, Jebebus. And for whatever reason, it's been like the best username ever because it's never been taken anywhere, and it's unique enough to be, Hunter Van Houten.
Was his name Jabad?
Jabad?
Was that your friend's name?
No, his name was actually Diab.
Oh,
He was Middle Eastern. He was a cool kid.
Dia?
Diab. D-I-A-B.
Dio?
Diad.
Dio. Lord of the Deep. Rock and roll legend. Dio.
What's
What's my middle school with me?
What are you talking about? Okay, you guys are talking about anime, and I don't understand
No, we're
anime.
talking about the rock artist Dio.
I was talking about Dio from JoJo.
That's what I thought she was talking about.
Yeah, but I went with Tenacious D. Like,
Oh yeah. I love Tenacious D.
well, I mean,
Jack
it's not
Black.
like Dio is better than Tenacious. It's cool. You guys just are uneducated, and I mean that's fine.
I'm sorry we're not 78 years old.
I can be a boomer. That's fine.
You are a
Boomers
boomer.
Boomers are living better anyway than millennials right now.
That's fine. Yeah, because they're almost dead.
Oh, damn right. Get me close to the heaven's gates, please.
Listen,
Take me
Hunter. Listen, Hunter. This podcast is called Young, Dumb, and Confused. You are not the young one.
I'm not. You're correct, and I will completely get behind that. I would probably say I'm dumb, if anything.
I feel okay. It depends on what topic we're talking about. If we're talking about pop culture, I am 100% the dumb one. I have never watched like any. I've watched like 2 animes ever, and like 90% of the like shows and movies that you guys have watched, I've probably never seen. I know that we're gonna be talking about Akira a little bit later. Akira. See, I'm told you, I'm
Akira.
dumb.
Peak, right? Yeah.
And then you want to do one about
The Monty Python.
Monty Python. I've never seen any of the Monty Pythons.
Which is insane to me because they're literally like the greatest comedies ever written and made.
Okay, you want to know what grinds my gears?
Oh, snap! Here we go.
Yeah, we're gonna
Grinding
jump
gears
right
right
into
here.
this. Okay,
Hit me with it.
hit you with it. I've been receiving phone calls today. I talked with you a little bit about this, Hunter. I've been receiving phone calls today from like random numbers saying that I called them. I've gotten like 12 or 13 phone calls randomly. Makes no sense. It's just completely random. And all of them are saying, "Hey, you called me. What do you want? I'm returning your call."
That almost seems like they're trying to just get your voice. That seems like a robo scam where because I kind of heard about that where they like get you to answer the call and then they record your voice saying like certain key phrases and then they can match it up together and use it to like take out a loan or like call your bank or like do some other weird shit. Maybe you should just not answer.
That's fair. I answered the first 2. They were 2 completely different people, and then I stopped answering.
They sound Middle Eastern.
No.
Not to be racist or anything.
No. I feel you, but no, it was not even close to that. It was like redneck as it gets.
Oh, okay. That's even more interesting because it's like, why? How?
I don't know. And they were all Indianapolis numbers.
Oh, so then, yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe, I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, they were all Indianapolis numbers or Noblesville or anywhere around there.
See, I've been getting those a lot too, except like a lot of them are like, "You should vote," and I'm like, "Don't tell me what to do."
I'm getting
gonna
texts
vote,
about
right?
Oh
that.
yeah, of course I'm gonna vote, but like, it's just like, are you registered to vote? And I was like, yeah. Can I vote for Harambe? And then they'll stop replying.
Yeah, but it's like, are you upset that we're actually trying to make people vote?
No, it's just like it's annoying when they're like, "Hi, Greg," which is my dad's name, and I'm like, first off, I'm not a guy.
Are you sure about that?
I checked.
I don't know if you know how to check.
Okay, but like, yeah, and they'll be like, "Hi, Greg, are you registered to vote?" And I remember one time I like literally messaged this number back saying, "Can I vote for Harambe?" And they went, "Yes," in all caps, and I was like, I was not expecting that. And then I get like 4 different phone calls a day saying, "Are you registered to vote?" And I'm like, people that do this make me not want to vote just for that.
Well, are you registered to vote?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
I was gonna say, if you weren't registered,
at home.
If an actual is there a paper?
Yeah, there's a paper you can turn in.
Look it up online. I'm like, am
yeah,
I registered? Yeah, okay, cool.
That's exactly what I
voted,
do.
and now
But
I don't ever have to do it again.
yeah, well, no, you have to do it in 4 years or 2 years if you vote.
What?
I said you have to do it again in 4 years or 2 years if you vote in the non-primaries.
Why do you have to re-register?
You have to vote. You have to register every time you go to vote.
True.
That is true.
Not true. Say words like this.
I've had to register
And we're
every
getting
time
into
I've
our
gone
first
to vote.
debate.
I've only registered once, and I've never had to register again.
Yeah,
And
I thought
I've
it
voted
was.
like 4 different times.
Oh my God, you voted in 4 different elections. You really are old.
I turned 18 in 2016, and then I voted again in 2020. Or no.
Yeah, I was about to say
Oh,
I
okay,
turned
let me,
18 in.
Wait, did you vote?
Back the clock a little bit more. In 2012, I turned 18. I was able to vote then, and then 2016. I voted in 2018 because of other things. And I mean, and that got me like freaking out, and I'm checking online.
He's like, did I actually register to vote? Am I actually going to be able to vote or not?
Plot twist, he can't.
He can't vote.
Nope.
He doesn't know
bear
how
with
to.
us, audience. You might find out here live if I'm even registered to vote this year. Talk about a crazy turn of events.
Well, Sean, are you registered to vote?
I'm registered. I vote in every election.
Do you really?
Yeah.
How long have you been voting for?
I turned 18 in 2016. That's why I was so confused because I'm like, he's 3 years older than I am. There's no way he turned 18.
I thought you were about to say 2012. I was like, oh my God, you guys are like both boomers.
No, I was like, there's no way he get registered to vote or started voting in 2016 because that's when I started voting. And I was like, man, that's a crappy election to start voting in. And then this one's not even better, not any better.
No.
So.
Do you vote for like your local stuff too?
Yeah, I vote for everything because I feel like okay, it's a cheesy thing, but like if you don't vote, you don't have a voice, right? So in my house, we talk a lot about politics and stuff, and the thing that's interesting about my house is that is that my parents are both Republicans,
Uh-oh.
but they've raised 2 Democrats and a liberal. So the idea in my house is that as long as you're educated, then it doesn't matter what your opinion is, and I full-heartedly agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so
Oh,
the
God.
verdict says active. I've only registered once, so I don't understand what you mean you got to register every
I've had to
fucking
register
time.
every time I've voted.
That's literally insane. Like when you just register
Insane.
before? What do you
Yeah.
even do?
Generally just go online and register.
That's
You can also go to the
Or
DMV.
you can also do it via
maybe
can-
that's what I did. Did I do it when I renewed my license?
You can do
you
that.
can do it when you renew your license. Yes.
Maybe that was the trick because I just mine just expired in May. So
Yeah. So
maybe that's how I did
that
it.
was probably about the time that you.
That's insane. I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Hunter, why are you wearing dad shorts?
Because I'm comfy. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to know the next thing that grinds my gears?
Hmm.
This is an argument Kirsten and I got into. Kirsten's my girlfriend, for all of you that don't know this, which is everyone, besides people sitting in this room. Kirsten and I got into an argument. My pants tore. I'm actually wearing the pants
Oh shit.
on Monday when I had to get ready for newscast to do sports.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's not a big tear. It's like maybe 2 inches. And it's because I was sitting down at my desk in my dorm, and they've got a sharp corner on it where the pull-out drawer is for the keyboard, and I just ripped right across my pants. And so my wonderful girlfriend, being the one that she is, she decided to go and get me some pants because I was like, "That's awesome," you know.
I already know where this is going. Go ahead.
Okay, so she texts me. She goes, "What size are you?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Well, I'm a 34." Right? You're a guy.
Proud. Yeah.
You're a guy. You understand what sizes are for guys.
They suck.
Oh, the
they're better than female sizes.
Oh,
And this is where I'm coming at with this, okay? Because this is what I don't understand. If I tell you I'm a 34, what does that mean?
It means get you a 34.
Okay, it means that my waist size is 34.
I was about to say that.
It's 34 inches. Okay, and then she's like, okay, they don't have a 34. It's 2 sizes. She's like, well, I don't understand this. So she goes, are you a 34? I'm like, okay, so you don't understand what this is saying. The 34, the first one is the waist size. The second one is the pant size, like how long it is.
So it's like width and length. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know what this is?
Yeah, because I believe it or not, a lot of my jeans are actually guy pants.
Okay, so here's what grinds my gears. Okay,
pockets.
is that female sizes. He was like, these are so confusing. I don't understand this at all. Female sizes are like 0, 00, 000.
Yeah, can you explain these things for us?
Okay,
'Cause I don't know what
so
that means.
I'm a size 4, so it's like you're technically it's like I think I'm saying this right. I don't know. I think it's literally like the guys things, but like more complicated.
Yeah.
So like my waist is technically a 4.
Yeah.
So I mean it's like
For what?
But
like
yeah,
30
what is
inches,
big?
like 30 inches.
4 means 30 inches.
Literally, like I looked at this stuff online one time and it was like, oh, this is different sizes.
Okay,
And I'm like,
but then let me ask you this question, because I asked Kirsten this question: Is your 4 in American Eagle the same as your 4 from Kohl's?
oh, I don't fucking know.
It, like
Well, I mean, yeah, there are different.
they're
Well, that's the same way
not
with
even
guys,
close
too.
to the same either.
That's the same with guys. I mean, I'll go buy a suit jacket, and the 42 wide that I get at one place is different from the 42 wide I get at another place.
Well, suit jackets are different because suit jackets are
an
like
article of
custom
clothing.
made, or
Pants can be
they
custom
should
made.
be.
Mhm.
They
I'm
should
not gonna let
be
you win
custom
this one.
made.
No, the same thing.
I don't think so, because if you go and look up like a dress shirt, right? You can flip that dress shirt over and it's got a chart on the back that tells you every size. It can tell you the size of your wrist. It can tell you the size of your collar. It can tell you the size of the opening at the bottom for your torso.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's all very confusing for me, and I hate it because I didn't know what my neck
Okay.
size is. I think I'm a 17, but I'm probably bigger than that because every time I put on my
Wait.
dress shirt, it fucking kills me.
Men have neck sizes?
yes,
For dress shirts, yes.
What the fuck?
The size of your collar, yes. So that's
Otherwise, it's gonna choke you when you put
okay.
it on.
Guys' dress clothing is the worst thing in the world because it's literally like $1,000 for a suit.
If you want a nice
$1,000,
one that's
yeah.
like tailored to
Oh my
you.
god.
It's like if not more. You could go above and beyond. I got a tuxedo for prom in my senior year, and it was to rent it was $560.
Where did you go? I paid $40.
No, it was like $500 to get
That's
it
insane.
to get it tailored and then rented. It was like $560.
well, it's because you got it tailored, and for
Maybe.
tailored, like they
Well,
charge
they
extra.
tailor
Yeah,
it,
they have to
everything.
tailor it to you.
Well, because like I don't know, like this.
It's a tuck shop. They're not gonna let you just here you go.
But
Take
doesn't
this.
like Designer Men's Warehouse or whatever? Doesn't that like? Can't you just like go in and I don't know how this? I'm
yes,
not, I'm
but
obviously
we're
not a
talking.
guy.
That's a suit. That's not. A
Yeah.
tux.
So
Oh wait, there's a difference.
yes,
There's
there is a difference.
There is.
I thought it
A
was-
tux is used for like fancy occasions, and you'll wear like a bow tie with
It generally comes with like a vest on the inside.
Uh-huh.
So
You
like
wear,
a
like, a
suit,
three-piece.
a suit is more of like just
we wear for
it's
newscasts.
literally just a dress shirt with a jacket over top of
So
it.
tuxes are like what they would wear at like weddings.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was the same thing.
We're like,
But when I was getting my tux for prom, that's where I learned about all the sizes of guys, and I was like, okay, this actually kind of makes sense. If you know what your sizes are, you can just walk into any tux place and be like, this is what I want, and they'll get it for you automatically.
oh yeah, totally. But I mean, they still have to size me up. My measurements change every time I seem to go into those places.
Yeah, well,
Never say the same.
but girl sizes just don't make any sense to me, because like I'm a 4 and what?
Yeah, that literally
What
makes
is
no
a
sense.
4 inches?
At least we know, like,
4
with,
feet?
with me
I don't
being like
know.
a
So
36.
our
like,
dresses too, like they're like the same thing as our jeans.
Mhm.
Like I remember my junior year prom, I had to go and get a dress, and they were like, "What size are you?" And I was like, "I don't know. This is my first time getting an actual dress. I haven't like,
That was
yeah.
the first time getting like a dress? Really?
yeah, because like I don't know.
Okay,
I
but
was-
like, how do you like the other dresses compare? Because you can just go buy a dress.
you can just go buy a dress and it's like small, medium, large, and I was
Okay,
like,
this is
That's how that
this is the other
Yeah.
thing that throws me off, because guys' pants are generally, if it's cargo, jeans, or dress pants, it's generally 34, 36, whatever the heck it is, right? Until you get to basketball shorts.
Oh yeah.
For
or
some
sweatpants.
reason,
Or sweatpants.
yeah. So as soon as it becomes baggy, it's like they give up.
Yeah,
they're like, we don't care.
That's a small, that's a medium, that's an extra large.
yeah,
It's
and-
like, that doesn't help me correlate what I wear to what I need to buy.
Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Like, I hate clothing sizes. I wish there was a standardized, and like, it's even worse for girls for me, because it's like, if I go shopping for a girl, it's like, this is a large, but a large in Aeropostale is actually a small in anywhere else.
Have you ever bought Kirsten clothes before?
I haven't bought Kirsten clothes.
You want to know the trick for that, though? Never buy her clothes, buy her gift cards.
See, I prefer to take her clothes shopping.
See, that's what I would prefer.
And then you hang out with her, and then she's like, "Wow." what
She's
a
like,
good
"Wow, I
boyfriend."
really like this one." I'm like, "Oh, really? Which one do you like the most?" And then I'll go back and be like,
Why don't you
"Okay."
just buy her everything. Be a good boyfriend. Come on, knock it out. Throw out the cash. No, you gotta make it rain. Yeah.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Coronavirus. You got the cocoa.
No.
Cocoa
Please
over
don't
there.
call it cocoa. That's
He's
what
got the
grinds my
cocoa.
gears.
No, it's the cocoa.
What grinds my gears? Hunter calling it the cocoa.
Yes, it makes me so mad because, like, I remember he was working desk one night and he was like, "I have a new nickname for the Corona," and I was like, "What?" And he said the cocoa, and I was
Like,
like,
no one wants to call it Rona anymore.
Oh.
Call it cocoa.
and I was like, "You're stupid. No, that's
I'm in love with the
cocoa."
cocoa.
Yeah, but like, I was like, "Hunter, no," and then he was like, and I said, "I hate that," and he was like, "Oh, you don't like when I call it cocoa?" And it just made me so
That's
triggered.
what it is now.
No,
It is
it's
what it
not.
is.
You're
It
the
is.
only one in the class
Once
that
you
says
start
that.
hearing everyone else saying it, you're gonna be like, "Wow, I should have gotten on the bus with."
Oh, no.
The lead
Jump on the
you know?
bus.
Just because you made it, I no.
Magic school bus.
You can hate everything I make. You'll just, be uncultured and lame.
I'm super uncultured.
Are you
Okay.
I feel like I'm the one. I feel like you're the most cultured.
Am
in here.
I?
Yes.
Like,
Like,
she's definitely on the trends more than us two, for sure.
Just because I get on my phone all the time.
I am
doesn't mean anything.
horrid
That
at
means everything. I'm never on my phone.
whether it's meme culture or TV
Oh.
culture or anything. I'm like the last person to catch on. I'm like, oh wait, that's really cool. And I'm like, yeah, we were talking about that 4 months ago. Where were you at?
I'm pretty sure I'm still stuck in Vine because I'm still just like,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not
show
that
me any
bad.
Vine, and I'm just like, yeah, I can quote that. Like, all of them are so
So
good.
so basically, what you're saying is you jumped off the train.
About when Vine died, is it about when I like gave up on social media?
Yeah. So you just jumped.
It's been a while since I've had a.
You just straight up jumped off the train.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
live in like?
why?
Do you also all your movies like live in like 1980s, early 90s?
No, I like to stay up on my movies, but I will say there's a good amount of like 80s, 90s, or classics. Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein. Anything with Mel Brooks is
Yeah,
amazing.
Or Gene Wilder. Like,
Yeah, Gene Wilder's
yeah,
amazing too.
Blazing Saddles, underrated movie. Couldn't see it the
Blazing
next time.
Saddles?
Blazing
I
Saddles.
love
yes.
that
It's
movie.
a great movie.
Yeah.
Did you watch it with us?
No,
that
I
one
watched
time?
it with an old friend.
Brody made me watch it.
Do you
all
remember
the time.
old RA Nate? That's who I watched it with.
Yes.
That's who I watched it with. Yeah, a long time ago.
Interesting. Anyways,
It was.
I feel like this was before my time.
it was before your time. Wait, no. How long have you been?
a year and a
attending
half.
he wasn't.
Yeah.
at that time.
And, oh God, you missed.
By the way, if you're
Okay.
confused about what we're talking about, we're all students at Vincennes University, Indiana's first college, and it's the first city. A little shout out to Vincennes, even though we hate it here.
Broadcasting program is
I mean,
superior.
It's
Could be better.
okay.
Coco kind of ruined everything.
It's not
Listen,
Coco.
listen. When I was first coming here, my dad came here way before me. I went to IUPUI for my first college. That's where I went. I went for criminal justice, and I did some really, really cool things that I'll probably eventually mention on the podcast. But I came,
Teaser.
huh?
Teaser.
Yeah. And then I dropped out because I'm a horrible student. I'm
Amen.
terrible.
Mhm.
And I just barely made it through here. I say that, but I got all A's my first 2 semesters. So,
Must be
Dang.
nice.
Thank God for Bolin and Stidman.
You're right.
Shout out to good broadcasting professors.
But here's the thing. When I came here, when I decided I was going to come here, it's because my dad went to broadcasting here, like in like the 90s. Okay. And I was like, oh yeah, it sounds like it's a college town, right? Imagine what you
Yeah.
originally imagined for a college town,
Yes.
right? And
I
was-
live in South Bend, which is
Yeah.
the biggest college town ever, I feel
Right.
like. So I know what it means.
So I was like, this is going to be great. I'm going to go here. It's going to be a college town. It's going to be pretty big, something I'm used to because I'm from Indy, right? I'm used to a bigger town, right? I come here and I was like, what kind of hick town is this?
Welcome to a town that has 2 main streets, and that's it.
I remember when I first went here. We were. You could tell that we're white and we're from in Indianapolis. I just started like so many times, but Indianapolis because we came down here, And my mom was like, "Where's the Starbucks at?" And the lady that Impressed was like, "It got ran out of town." And we were like, "Oh shit!" Like,
how do you run a Starbucks out of town?
Yeah.
It's
That being
literally
said,
impossible.
I give Vincent's a lot of crap because it's so small, and I feel like there's nothing around. Like we don't even have a Texas Roadhouse, and from where
we
I'm
got a Montana Mike's.
but we're getting one. We're getting a Texas
Montana Mike's
Roadhouse.
is crap compared to
I've
Texas
never been.
Roadhouse.
I have
They
no idea.
they shut it down.
It's
They shut down Montana
yeah,
Mike's?
it had safety regulations. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
think I never went there because
Yeah, it's
always,
bad.
their board was always
Okay,
like funny. So I was like,
my
I'm gonna go.
speaking of just quickly on Montana Mike's, my girlfriend's dad is an exterminator, and he stopped spraying at Montana Mike's,
Because it was that bad.
and he's like, "Do not go there."
How did it get so bad? Like, I don't
Okay,
understand.
so I thought Vincent's was a small town for a long time. Once I got here, I was like, Vincent's is so small. It has nothing here. There's nothing to do. I feel so like trapped. My girlfriend, my lovely, lovely girlfriend, lives in a small town about 30 minutes away called Petersburg, Indiana.
Never heard of it.
Most people haven't. You've probably heard of
It's a farm
Jasper.
town.
I've been to Jasper. Jasper's actually kind of nice.
Jasper, about 15 minutes south of Jasper, actually it's probably a little bit farther than that, is little Petersburg. They say they compete with Jasper. Dude, this place doesn't even have a McDonald's.
That's-
Petersburg doesn't have a McDonald's.
That's
They
really
had a
like
McDonald's and it closed down.
Why?
no business.
It is so small. They have a Subway.
Gotta eat fresh.
It's not fresh.
What the hell
It's
is
not
up with
fresh.
Gotta
Southern?
eat somewhat fresh.
It's they've got a Subway. They have a place called Fish Hut, which is pizza. Explain that one to me real quick.
Do they make a fish pizza? What about a sushi
Ew.
I
pizza?
don't know. I've never been there
Think
because
we
I'm
have to
afraid to
talk
go to a
about it.
place that doesn't want to admit that they're a pizza
We're gonna have to
restaurant.
move this podcast to Fish Palace or whatever you called it.
Fish Hut.
So I have to ask. So like, did the Subway have a drive-through?
It does have a drive-through.
That's how you know you're in Southern Indiana.
Yeah. So they do have a drive-through. They also have one Mexican place, and most of their businesses, including the Mexican place, are all old gas stations. Basically, when gas stations upgrade, they get bought out by smaller businesses. Like there's a car mechanics, there's this Mexican restaurant that will give you diarrhea if you go there. Just 100%. If you go there, expect diarrhea.
Doesn't every Mexican restaurant give you that?
No.
Oh.
If it doesn't, then you're not eating it right.
Exactly.
Okay, I must be eating Mexican wrong. I love Mexican food.
He was built different.
I'm just built different. But it is like you go through this place and you're like, what is going on? And then they're in the middle of their main street, quote unquote. They have, which is really like 12 buildings. That's their main street. They have this little shop that is the best restaurant in town called China Walk. And
Is it actually Chinese though?
it is Chinese. 100% is Chinese. It is the most amazing food. I walked into this place because they have what they call a quote unquote buffet, which is
Can't go wrong with that.
I heard about this. My girlfriend raved about it. She's like, we have to take you to China Walk. You're gonna love it there. And I walked into this place coming from Indy and went, what is this? I'm like, what did you just what kind of food poisoning did you just walk me into? It looks like nothing had been cleaned in like 60 years. It kind of, if you've ever watched a movie and you know you're in Mexico because it's got that yellow tinge to it, that's what this place felt like to me.
Oh.
And I was like, I feel like I'm going to leave this place and have food poisoning for days. And I ate the food and I'm like, this is the best food ever.
Normally how it works out, because I mean that's like mom and pop stuff.
And it is mom and pop. The father doesn't even speak English.
That's how you know the food's good. Then hell yeah.
He is the best cook in the world, and it's like amazing food. And if you order takeout, which is what we've been doing because of the coronavirus, they will give you the takeout. Imagine a general Chinese takeout box, and the lid can't close. They have to staple it closed because of how much food they've shoved in there.
Oh my god.
It's so good too.
All places
So,
or Chinese places. should
Going
be.
back to like your statement, because you said you went from Indy to like this small ass town.
Yeah.
That's how you know like you're from the city. Because like I remember when I first came down here, my old friend Kat, not the Kat that we know, but like a different Catherine, she took me to Dragon 2000. She was like, "You're gonna love it," and I was like,
I actually really like
"This
Chinese.
is it." I mean, I liked it because like I kind of did what he did. Like it was just so run down. It was gross looking
Yeah,
on the inside.
it looks nasty in there, but I've
But,
been
like-
nastier places and the food's so good. I mean,
The food was
it's
amazing.
okay.
Okay, so I'm assuming Dragon 2000 is what, Japanese, Chinese?
It's
place?
Chinese buffet.
I've never been.
It's over by Goodwill.
But
on-
they save a lot too.
So my general, I don't think you've ever been. If you've been, I'm gonna be surprised. Fujiyama, okay, is phenomenal Japanese hibachi.
I mean, I've been to P.F. Chang's.
It's not quite. This is
quite
hibachi. It's
well, I know what hibachi is.
Yeah.
They have a place called Haniori in South Bend.
Yeah.
And they cook it all in front of you.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah,
That's what I imagine when I
Chewing
think
the
of like
train.
Asian cuisine, right? That's what I imagine. And I come into these places and I'm like,
It's like fast food
What
Chinese.
yeah,
It's made in bulk and
Yeah.
made 10 hours
yeah,
before, and-
exactly.
yeah. But it still tastes good.
Okay, I can't argue with you.
I'll still eat it. I don't care.
I'll still eat it.
I'll still eat it.
Listen here.
Listen.
Listen to me.
You
You can't tell. I guess I have a lisp, so get ready for Kenna and Sean to make fun of me.
Basically.
forever.
Okay, you can see your. I don't know. Tell me if this is right, Makenna, because you're on the newscast, right?
Mhm.
And
I am indeed a news anchor.
you are indeed a news
Unfortunately.
anchor. Also, I
dare you.
think my recording stopped.
Good.
So we may end up just having just a straight.
I
up-
figured that's what we're gonna do
Yeah.
anyway. So I mean,
That's fine. But when I was sitting in the control room, I paid attention to a lot of the little things because I would always stare at all the screens because it presents you like 12,000 different screens, and you're like, oh my god, there's just so much to look at. But I would always look at you, and she goes, you know, he's got a lisp, right? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, most people don't. I'm like, you can see your
Yeah.
lisp.
Because he goes,
my lisp.
good evening. Here's what we're working tonight on
That's
Youth Center.
literally- It's not that
It's
bad.
it's
Yes,
really
it
not
is,
that
Hunter.
bad. No, it is
You're
100% not that.
exaggerating so much.
I can tell he has a lisp because if you have to listen really, really closely to hear it, but I can see it more than I can hear it. And that's how I found out about it. I literally was watching him and I went, wait, he's got a lisp. I'm like 90% certain he's got a lisp. And then I listened for it and I was like, yep. There it is.
Every now and then, my
It's
mouth
just-
will get
yeah.
full of spit, and I
Spit.
won't swallow because I don't know how to swallow and breathe at the same time. So instead of swallowing, I just keep going because that's what newscasters do.
Sean would know a lot about breathing.
He must know a lot about swallowing. too. Got him, but
Oh my god. Yes, what McKenna's referring to today. Today on the newscast, I've now taken over the role as sports anchor, which is fun, but also
fun to watch.
it's fun. I really enjoy being an anchor because that's like what I want to do with my life, is be an anchor, or just be a talent of any kind. But I am so underprepared for it because I've always been behind the scenes.
Welcome to the big time, baby.
Yeah, like
It's good.
even Julie, because I was directing before this, I was supposed to direct this rotation, and she's like, "No, you don't want to do sports. You want to direct." And I was like, "Actually, what you
plot
don't
twist.
know." and today on the newscast, I was getting through my stories. I only had 4. This is how bad this is. I only had 4 stories. And I went to talk to, I think it was my 3rd story. I got about through 2.5 and I was doing fine. I thought I was actually doing really well. It was my best one yet. And then about halfway through my 3rd story, I just lost my breath. I didn't take a breath at the right moment and lost my breath completely. And in the middle of a sentence, I just stopped, went, "Excuse me," and then kept going.
You covered that pretty well because your excuse me was because you also messed up at that point. So it's a good point to be like,
Well, the reason
breathe.
I messed up is because
Because you
I
couldn't
couldn't breathe.
nice. You played it off well.
Yeah.
And I felt but from that point on, because I was like, oh my god, I just messed this up. This is only my 3rd my 3rd broadcast ever. I was like, I'm gonna just hurry up and get this done, but by speeding myself up, I just stumbled over words and I added words that weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go over to an SOT, which is just a video that plays. And Hunter goes, "Shawty boy," and I was like, "Oh god, he's gonna call me out on it like he does everything else."
I do every time. Every time you're done, I'm always like, hey.
And he
you
goes,
suck.
"I need to teach you how to breathe," which is the dumbest thing I think I've ever been told.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, but if you're in the industry, that's exactly what it is.
Mhm.
Is you have to learn how to breathe. And I never knew that was going to be an issue.
Oh yeah, you definitely. Because I mean, I've done so many stories now where they'll give me like 3 paragraphs in a row, and each paragraph is like 1 sentence.
Mhm.
So I've got to have enough air to get through 3 paragraphs with only
Right.
supposedly 3 breaks, but if you look at the sentence, it's normally structured enough with a comma or a, whatever, where you can
so
breathe in quick and keep going.
that's the thing is like I don't feel like they put commas where they should put commas in the stories.
You can still, if you read it enough, you'll find it as you're reading of like that's a good break right there.
So I'm pretty decent at that in my own writing, like when I would write stuff for classes and stuff.
Well, if it helps you, if you mark your script,
yeah,
then go to the teleprompter, put it in the teleprompter, so that way you can actually read it when you're on.
Well, now I know how to use the teleprompter, which you showed me today, so that'll be fine.
Handy.
I'll be able to do that.
Rootin' tootin'.
Makenna,
what grinds your gears, Kenna?
Okay, so this kind of goes back to the whole like Asian culture thing.
Oh God.
So, in case you guys didn't know, I'm a big Korea boo.
No, you?
Yeah, right. I know. A big.
You with your Monster X tattoo.
Listen. I love them. Don't be dissing my boys.
Follow me.
That's not even the song. That's like a chorus to like the jealousy. That's kind of like what it. Yeah.
Listen, I sing a lot. I don't know why, but music has always been with me, and I have a jukebox playing in my head.
Were you in show choir?
No.
Really? You sing like a show choir
I
person.
cannot sing. I cannot sing worth crap. Some people say I can sing. Other people say that I suck at singing. But I do it anyway because I just love singing and I love music. I play guitar. I played violin in middle school for 2 years, and I wish I would have kept going because violin's so awesome, especially like some of the stuff that they can do with it, like dubstep and stuff. But anyway,
so I'm a big K-pop stan, and I didn't realize how brutal South Korea was, like when it came to like their celebrities and scandals. But my favorite girl group they're called Red Velvet. They consist of 5 members. And so one of the members recently, I guess she got in an argument with like one of her stylists or whatever. Her name is Irene. Irene got into an argument with like one of her stylists and like kind of like I guess bullied her in a way. But she later on apologized and it got released to the media. And now she's in talks of being threatened to get kicked out of her group. And I'm just like,
oh, these are celebrities, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I don't understand. Celebrities are allowed to be people too.
No, they're not.
And
Once
like
you become a celebrity, you're now my property to entertain me whenever I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't get to have a life once you become a celebrity. You get to be my little like puppet. You do what I want. You make me music, and you don't stop making music until I don't listen to you anymore.
Yeah, and I feel that there's a lot of the celebrity culture that gets hit by that, where it's like, well, now that you've signed a contract, you are my demon.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think a lot of people realize that like there are a lot of celebrities out there that are assholes, and like it's the same fucking way in Korea because like either way, and people are like, oh, she's not allowed to be me, and I'm like, honestly, like.
Okay, so here's my thing, with celebrities and being just absolute jerks. For lack of a better term, they're just absolute jerks. I know what I just said about celebrities being people, but you have a position of power. People look up to you.
Oh, for sure.
If you do not want to use that power to put other people up, to promote things, to try and get people to respect others, then you don't need that power and should step down.
Yeah, but that's it's not necessarily fair. Because, I mean, you can just come across money and become, like, viral or whatever. Like some of, what's a good example? Bad Barbie. Barbie
I do.
Catch me outside.
How about that?
Unfortunately,
I love
this woman. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
you say woman. I don't think she's 18 yet.
She's 18, 17, 18.
I'm pretty sure she is.
When she came onto the scene, she was like 14 or something.
No,
like
she was
that.
12.
Oh yeah, she was 12.
Oh, she was 15.
No, he a baby.
Anyways, she's
And that was like 20.
one of those people that gets all this money and popularity, and she shouldn't get a platform and have all these followers and stuff. But
that's what drives views.
It's
like, whoa, Vicky. The girl said that she was African American, but she's clearly white.
It's like saying a teacher, or that's a bad example. Just because you're an athlete, you should be, proactive and using your platform and all that stuff. And it just doesn't seem fair because some people don't want to do that. They want to live their own life.
No, 100%. I 100% agree with that. I'm saying that if you want to use it to be an absolute jerk or to post negative things,
Logan Paul.
Yeah. Then that shouldn't be what you use that for. If you want to use that to just be yourself and just be like, hey, by the way, I carved pumpkins today because it's Halloween, that's fine. Use it for that. But if you have to use it to have a reach for the community, then it should be a positive view that they have of the community, not a negative view.
Unless you're in North Korea.
But
That place.
So if you think about it, here in America, she would have blown up. But like in Korea, they're scolding her, and this also kind of ties to it. So one of my favorite members of Monsta X actually got kicked out because he was accused of drug charges back in 2013. 2013, yes. This is how ridiculous it is in South Korea. So his ex-girlfriend literally said that he smoked weed, and to me personally, I don't think weed is a drug, but like that's a whole different.
It's a plant.
It's plant, but like that's a whole different thing. So he had to test back from 2013 to get cleared of his thing, to get his drug charges, because he was accused and he was kicked out of his group. And
well, that's how different countries work. I mean, they're judicial system.
But like I don't know, but like his name is Wonho. So if Wonho were to have done that here, he would have blown up. Yeah. But like in Korea, they're like, no, fuck you. Like you don't deserve the spotlight.
Well, so here's the thing, and please correct me if I'm wrong. In the Korean culture, like very much positivity.
Yes.
Like they focus a lot on positivity and positive everything. Like, and I think it's okay for them to have those people and pull those people, simply because that's what they promote. They want people to be happy. They want people to be influenced positively. I think that's something that America struggles with. Like right now, we're going through a whole body positivity culture, but we're going about it the wrong way.
Like I like to think I'm skinny. I think I've been shamed for just being skinny and not being a bigger person.
That makes no sense.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens a lot.
See, because I'm on the other end of that. I'm fat, and I feel like people make fun of me all the time.
I feel like I make fun of myself more than anyone else.
Well, I kind of got into that because in middle school, I really went through the ringer. Puberty sucks. Shout out puberty. And now it's just gotten to that point where it's like I just make fun of myself because it's easier to make fun of myself than let other people make fun of me and laugh. Right. And I'm not in on the joke.
This also goes back to it too. It's like in Korea, like you have to be skinny. If you're fat, they will not like you. They will bully you.
That's fair.
And you so white people are very much praised in Korea. I did my research on this.
Yeah.
So
100%.
They do their makeup pale because they think the Korean audience will think like, oh, like they look more white, they're attractive, and
So you're saying if I went over to South Korea to live there, I'd get like hella girlfriends?
Yeah, like Korea, like
you want more than one at a time?
I mean, if they're more than, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not
really
gonna
a player like that. I can't do that.
Listen, I'm not going to discourage polygamous relationships.
I'd probably wife her up.
I'm not going to discourage polygamous
relationships. But speaking of waifus too, you if you are like a K-pop idol or like a like entertainer over there, you cannot date because they want the fans to think they have a chance with their idol. And I'm like,
that's how it was with One Direction.
Was it though? I was never a big One Direction fan.
They were single for the longest time while they were together, so everyone could be like, "Oh yeah, I like him. He'll be my boyfriend. Oh, marry me."
You know a little bit too much about One Direction.
Were you a Directioner?
I grew up during that time, and one of my ex-girlfriends was a Directioner.
Oh.
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't have. It was like towards the end of the phase where they like weren't making music anymore. So it's like she still had the posters up, but like,
she still had the posters up. How old was she?
Yeah. Oh, this was back in like 2013 when I was in high school. So
okay,
it was a while.
Like 2013?
That's when I graduated.
Oh my god!
You graduated in 2013?
Graduated in 2013.
I graduated in 2016.
Yeah.
You graduated what? 2020 or 2018?
2018. 2020. Do I look that young?
I mean, a little bit. You are the young one on this podcast.
You say I'm immature. Yeah, a little bit.
You're also talking to two guys that waited to go to school for much longer than normal.
How long did you wait?
4 or 5 years.
For VU or just in general?
Yeah, I right out of high school. Let's see. I didn't go to college until 2018. So 5 years.
Oh yeah, because we had Bolin's class together. I just didn't know you existed.
Yeah.
I went to college right out of high school. In the fall of 2016 is when I started college at IEP.1, and then I dropped out in 2017. The fall of 2017 was my last semester there.
I need to ask you. Sorry to interrupt you. How was your experience at IEP.1?
Great.
So would you recommend it?
IEP.1 specifically?
Yes.
If you're from Indy, yeah. It's gonna be cheap for you.
It's right in the middle of downtown too, right?
Yeah. So that's the great part is like if you go downtown, sometimes downtown gets scary, especially for unfortunately for females.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for females, downtown is scary. But the thing about IUPUI's campus is like it's in the middle of downtown, but you wouldn't know it. It seems like its own section completely. Even like up until you get to Washington Street. It's literally like up until Washington Street, it seems fine.
If you're not from Indianapolis, do not go to Washington Street. Just don't.
Parts of Washington Street.
All of Washington Street.
Can't relate.
No, Washington.
I'm assuming your Washington Street is like the Western Street in South Bend, where it's just hood and bad things happen.
A little bit.
Yeah.
The
Which, hey, nothing wrong with the hood.
the
Where I get my drugs at.
the east side of Indianapolis is not a great place to be. Okay, my best friend, he was walking downtown. I don't even know if I should be telling the story, but I'm telling it anyway. He was walking downtown and literally saw a guy on the east side get shot and killed to death
Oh shit.
Did
in
he
front of
film
him. Huh?
it? Did he call the cops?
No, he went to a bar.
I'd probably have to drink too if I just saw somebody.
Oh no, they were already heading to the bar. They looked over, saw this happen, and went, "Huh, bar time."
All the more reason to drink.
I was like, "Okay, buddy."
It's
Well, I
sad out
mean,
there.
to be fair, I guess like I could
It'll
see
be
why
fun,
he
though.
wouldn't call the cops too, because like those motherfuckers that shot them probably could have like shot him.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, nah.
He was walking with one of his friends, and they were just both like, "All right,
Listen,
onward."
yeah. Nice.
We got places to go.
Well, why don't we go ahead and switch it over to how about this? You got a movie you want to suggest?
Oh, I
to
do.
everyone,
Yes,
right?
one of my favorite movies ever. That like a good friend of mine from high school introduced me to, and like at first I thought it was like kind of stupid, but like I ended up falling in love with it. So you guys are familiar with like Studio Ghibli and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, Miyazaki. All day. love
So-
Miyazaki.
I know of it. I've seen
So they made like Spirited Away.
I've seen Spirited Away. That's
My
it.
Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky.
I
Delivery.
know
Kiki's Delivery.
I
Ponyo.
know all of these. I know of
Cat
them,
Returns.
but I've never seen them. I've seen Spirited Away, and that's it.
Porco Rosso. I could keep going. I got the whole collection. I got the box set, baby.
Okay, well
Love
that'll
Studio
have.
Ghibli.
Well, hold on. Why don't we explain what this is? What this segment is?
Oh yeah, I guess I got ahead of myself. So in this segment, we're going to suggest. One person is going to suggest to the other two and to the audience a movie or something that or show that they should watch, and then next week when we come back, the other people should have watched it by then, and then we'll talk about it, give a little feedback, and kind of talk about what we liked and didn't like about it.
And then this will be a rotating thing. So like this week, Makenna's going to suggest a movie, and then next week it'll be Hunter,
Yeah, you'll get a spicy movie from me. You guys better.
and then we'll just keep rotating. And when we come back, when we start the segment, which is how about this, we'll just talk about what the movie, what we liked, what we didn't like, if we just hated it or whatever it is, and then we'll go on to talking about the next movie that we're supposed to watch for the next week. All right, so Makenna.
So movie I'm gonna recommend is called Akira or Akira for you incels out there.
for us white people.
You can watch it on Hulu in English or dub. English dub. English sub or dub. The dub is so much better to me personally than the sub, and I'm a big sub person.
I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like you're one of those people that just only watches subs.
Hey, for those people that don't actually like watch anything that's foreign, can you explain what the heck a sub and a dub is?
English dub means that it was dubbed in English, and then the sub means that it's subtitled in the original audio format.
And
So
then
that normally means
dubbed is
Japanese.
simply just that they redo the voicings for it, right?
Yeah, and they put it in English.
Okay, makes sense.
So Akira is about 2019 Tokyo, which was nuked back in 1988. So they rebuilt a dystopian society built based around biker gangs and like modern day technology.
I like it.
So around this time, the Olympics is about to open, and one of the main characters named Tetsuo gets into a really bad biker accident and ends up getting to telekinetic powers because he gets I don't want to say captured, but like captured by the Japanese government, and they gets experiments put on him. So throughout the movie, it's like him like trying to control these powers, and his best friend Kaneda, we call him Canada in the Akira community because it's funny, and it's basically about him trying to rescue Tetsuo, and in the end, like they clash. It's great, and it's one of my favorite movies. I'm not gonna spoil all of it because like
I'd appreciate that.
that's you just have to watch it.
You said it was on Netflix?
Yeah, Hulu.
Hulu.
So,
Okay, I've got Hulu.
The cool thing about it too is that they use Indonesian Indolane music.
Okay.
So it's like drum corps stuff.
Gotcha.
All drum corps, and throughout the movie, it's all hand drawn.
Oh, okay.
All like,
Yeah.
That's
and
really
the
cool.
movie itself is 2 hours long. Like, there's some parts where it's boring, but like, I'm sure all movies have that.
Yeah.
But like,
Not
You-
the Avengers.
the
Which
Avengers
one?
have it.
All of them.
Fair.
Anyways.
And just like,
Anywho,
you have to watch it for the visuals and for the story. I fell in love with.
is there anything I should be
overall.
looking out for?
Um,
Anything that's like, hey, you should understand that this is important.
yes and no. I think actually yes. So you know how we had like the big riots and protests going on to the whole like BLM movement and stuff like that.
Right.
There's a similar movement to that in Akira,
Okay.
and you need to pay attention because it's like in the first few scenes, and then towards the end is when it like
It'll kind of feed back into itself.
it'll really make you think. Yes,
Right. Okay.
And it's about because like you know how right now a lot of people are kind of like wanting to rebel against the government.
Right.
That's literally what's going to happen.
Okay. Makes sense.
My only question is, how many boobies do I get to see? In the movie?
One.
One boobie.
Just
Yes,
one?
just one.
singular.
Like
not a pair.
not pair, just one.
Oh no, wait, no,
a pair.
you see a pair. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Well, then I'm in.
I
I'll
thought
watch
that
it.
we were going with one
Fantastic.
singular.
Okay, now the next question: how many dicks do I see?
0.
Perfect movie. I'm in.
I'm good. I'm good with this.
Yeah, sounds good.
Did you have news today?
No, slow news day.
Slow news day?
Yeah.
There's no news happening in the world?
I mean, there is, but I don't want to talk about politics, so we're just gonna not do the news today.
That's fair. That's fair.
Do the news. We'll do it live.
So then we're going to move on to our last section, which is It's All Virtual, which is where we get to talk about a little bit about gaming, which is what I love.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know you people. What the heck are you playing? You're playing Phasmophobia.
Oh my
McKenna.
God, yes.
Are you really playing it though?
I love. Yes, I am. I promise you, I am. Don't listen to Brock and Zach. They're my two friends that I play with. But like, I play it. And you know what they do? They lock me in the house on purpose, and I die every time.
So
It
for the
angers
people
me.
that
You
don't,
don't play, then you just sit there and die.
No, because I try to get out like of the house, and they're like, "Oh no, fuck you, Kenna." And then like I sit there, and like all of a sudden I see.
why
the
did they
hands.
have such a weird accent?
Because
That's just her accent.
no, that's literally how. If you met Brock and Zach, like you'd understand.
I have met Brock and Zach.
Have you met? Not Brock Pelham.
Yeah.
Foster.
Foster.
Brock Foster.
We call him Brock Mini.
Who?
This
Yeah,
this is a
exactly.
student.
I don't know
You stay
last
over there.
names.
Well, then you don't know him.
I,
It is what it
I
is.
know Brock the RA.
No,
That's
it's
not the Brock we're
Oh,
talking
okay.
about. Well, he is an RA also.
Well,
That
now I'm
one's fortunate.
confused.
That doesn't help
But
exactly.
like really, I'd be like, all right, guys, where do I go? And they're like, fuck you, and they just like slam the doors on me. And I remember one time Zach locked me in this closet, and like you play Phasmophobia, right?
Nope.
No. So it's a ghost hunting game. It's like Ghost Adventures, but like you play like with a bunch of your friends.
There's a reason I haven't played it, but I'll explain afterwards.
Because you have no
And
friends.
Literally. And like when you die, quote unquote, the ghost hands like wrap around you and like kill you, and then like you're a ghost. And
Oh,
like, you
okay.
help your friends like find where this ghost is at.
Okay.
It's really scary, but like it's so fun.
So let me explain why I haven't played Phasmophobia. I don't do jump scares. Simply because they get me every single time. No matter what, I don't care if it's completely expected. I will 100% get hit by jump scares every time. And I am the worst about freaking out when it comes to jump scares.
Sounds like you need to be a streamer then.
Oh yeah, so this is part of something that I want to do is I actually do want to go through and play a bunch of these horror games, and
I think you'd like Amnesia.
I've
which is good.
seen Amnesia, and I haven't played Amnesia, but I've watched somebody play it.
Good game.
And I would love to get absolutely scared on stream, because it would be really, really funny, because my reactions are, they're either completely silent where I'm just like or I'm just like, Jesus Christ, and I'll like jump completely. They get me every time. So I do not want to play Phasmophobia. I will play Phasmophobia, but that doesn't mean I want to play Phasmophobia.
you should play with me. Like I mean, I suck at it,
That's
but
normally
like
how it goes.
it's fun.
I will play it. Hunter, you've been playing Doom Eternal.
Yeah, so of course the Doom Eternal game. It came out in March. I beat it like in the first couple weeks because that game's amazing. But now they have recently come out with the DLC, which is I think it's called like Battle of the Gods. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember exactly. But it is pretty hardcore. So basically what they've done is I'm only in the second level. Like I'm literally trying so hard in this game, and it's just kicking my ass. The first level, they've literally jam-packed it full with basically every monster you fought during the game.
Oh,
And you have to
no.
fight some of the harder ones like 3 or 4 times and during the whole level, and I'm just like, I wasn't prepared for how hardcore it was gonna be. But it's a really, really fun game. I mean, you can't go wrong with a hard metal song going on while you're just shooting demons and blasting them to smithereens.
There's been one reason and one reason only that I haven't played Doom, and it's simply because I don't think my mind could process everything that's going on. I think after a while of me playing it, because
you have to get used to it. Let me tell you, because it's a run and gun. You have to literally keep running, or you will die.
I'm used to it because I used to play. I still play Call of Duty, and a lot of those games. But I watched Doom Eternal, and I was just like, "What is going on?"
Oh yeah, especially if you get it on like nightmare mode.
I'm like, okay,
it's
this
literally like
unbeatable.
unbeatable.
I would watch the trailer for the original Doom. It came out like
2016. Well, that wasn't. The original Doom came out in 1991, I think. But yes.
The remake.
Yeah. Was 2016.
But 2016. And I remember watching it at E3 going, oh, this is just a cutscene. And then I went and watched actual gameplay, and it was exactly the same that was in the cutscene. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, Bethesda does a good job with that game. And I'm glad they brought it back and like didn't ruin it. Like,
there's another Bethesda game that is just like that. I think it's like Rush or something like that.
Rage?
Rage, that's what it is.
I played Rage 1 and Rage 2.
And I'm just,
very good games.
I was like, oh, this. I was watching the E3 trailer for the new Rage 2, and I was like, oh, this looks really, really good. And then it got into like combat, and I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, no,
I have no idea what just happened.
You're basically the Doom guy, but you're just beating up on like people out in the wasteland. Yeah, so it's like Borderlands mixed with Doom. Really good.
The game that I want to talk about is Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, because I have been looking forward to this game for so freaking long. Because I saw it come out and I'm like, I'm a huge Fallout fanatic. And I was like, this is going to be the next successor to Fallout for me. Because it looks exactly like what I want in a game. And
all I had to see was Keanu Reeves, and I'm like,
right. That was insane.
Sexy man.
And I was like, this is gonna be my next game. I'm gonna play the crap out of this until it's dead. And they kept delaying it, and I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, I want them to make the game right. And here recently, they were like, yeah, we have the release date. The big thing was with all the other delays was that they didn't ever give an actual release date. They just said, we're going to put it out sometime in Q1 or Q3 or anything like that. This was the first time they gave us a solid release date, which I was like, no way that they're coming back on that. And they even said themselves, this is it. We're done. No way we're coming back on this. And last night, I found out about the fact that they 100% went back on it.
Yep.
And it is now delayed again for 21 more days, which isn't much, but
it could have been worse.
Right.
Basically, what I should say for this for you, the same thing happened with Doom Eternal. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in November of 2019. And I was very excited about this game. I literally ordered like the Doom Guy helmet, special edition. Like I could put on a Doom Guy helmet and it has lights and I look cool in it. But it doesn't fit my head well because I have a big head. So it just sits in my room collecting dust. But it looks cool. So who cares? But anyways, I had to wait 4 more months from the original drop date to come out in March. So it does suck. But let me tell you, the game's amazing.
Yeah,
it was worth it because it is a very good game. If they would have released it in November with it being shit like they said it was, I would be upset.
Well, and that's why I've been defending this game for so long. Is because I'm like, it's okay that they pushed it back, and people are like, well, it's trash. It's absolute trash.
It must have been because that's why they're working on it still.
They were upset that the game wasn't coming out when they originally said it was.
Well, how do you think us Kingdom Hearts fans felt?
Right.
Oh,
okay,
goodness.
That's fair.
You want to know who has it the worst? Half-Life 3 people. I'm still waiting for Half-Life 3.
I mean, you got Half-Life Alex.
Yeah,
which if you have VR,
so
okay, you should get a VR or look at one just to play Half-Life Alex.
I really want to because literally the Half-Life world is probably one of my favorite genres. Or
I've never played Half-Life, so that's actually going to be
the Orange Box. It's probably the best compilation of games ever made because it had Team Fortress 2, Portal, and Half-Life 2.
I love Portal, so
all 3 of those are just amazing games.
Listen, Valve just doesn't make 3s.
They don't, and it really sucks because they know if they dropped it, it would fucking smash all records ever made. But they don't want to do it because they're fucking bitches. Fuck you, Corbin.
Well, okay, but this one Cyberpunk 2077, I've been defending the entire time. I'm just like, it's going to be good. It's okay that they're delaying it because that just means that it's going to be even better. And I was over at Kirsten's house and I was talking with her brother about this. And he was like, yeah, so they're just going to delay it again. I'm like, no way. No, not a chance. Absolutely not. This was a week ago. Like, there's no chance they delay this game again. And come to find out, they freaking delayed it again. And I haven't been back to see him yet. But I know as soon as I go back, he goes, so, about that Cyberpunk 2077, huh? How about that one?
Oh, no.
I'm just going to get completely crapped on. And I'm just upset that there is going to be a more delay. That being said, if you were one of the few people that is upset with me about this game, do not make death threats to the developers because they've been receiving death threats because they delayed this game.
Well, I mean, it's kind of similar to the whole Sonic thing, where the whole
fair.
internet bullied them until they made Sonic look better. But Sonic looks like shit. So.
Literally.
And they made it look a lot
And they
better.
did. I bought that movie just so I could be like support them. I went and saw it in theaters. I was like, you guys did a good job.
It became my sister's favorite movie, and
Yeah.
she's watched it like 80 times or
Jim
something.
Carrey
like that.
really steals.
Oh my god, he does so good. And it deserves to be top 1 this year, which it's on track to do. It's the first time an Avengers movie will not take top 1, and it deserves to be that top 1 slot because they listen to the audience when no one else would.
I think we all know who the real star of the show is, though, at the end of the movie.
Tails.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And supposedly, I was reading some rumor mill news about that new movie they're making. Knuckles is supposedly going to be in it.
Yeah,
My
And
boy.
I love Knuckles. Knuckles was always my favorite.
I think they cast The Rock to play Knuckles.
Now I hate him. I don't like him anymore. I don't want to watch
Do
it.
you not like
You
The
just
Rock?
lost my vote. The Rock has been in everything. He's been so like overplayed. Like I'm kind of tired of The Rock. It got to like remember when James Franco was in everything?
Yeah, that's
Oh
fair.
my
for like
God,
3
yeah.
years. It kind of is getting to that point with The Rock and kind of with Kevin Hart too. I'm kind of done with. You've come and gone. How
Do
many
you-
more movies can you do where you
Right.
play a different character?
Do you remember when The Rock said he was going to run for president? And everybody
I
was
wish he
like, no. And then, like,
I was like, yes, please.
I know, like, a lot of people were like,
I'd rather have a strong puppet than a weak puppet.
That's fair.
And physically,
Jinx, you guys
and
both owe me a Coke.
No.
So you can't talk now until I say. You're just gonna break the rules. Of
yeah,
Jinx?
because we're
Yeah.
doing a podcast, Hunter, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like not stop talking.
Guys, you
Fuck
listen.
you,
Do you
Hunter.
hear those listeners? They don't even know the real rules of Jinx.
because we're not boomers.
That's rough.
Sucks to suck.
Fuck the fuck.
You just wish you had lower insurance rate.
I
But you
know-
don't.
Oh, or do you still, like, you have one?
I do.
Yeah, he's 25. He gets in
30
lower
bucks
Wait,
a
what?
month, baby.
Yeah.
Once you hit 25, and if you have a good driving record, your insurance would normally like.
So you're telling
plummet.
me when I turn 25?
You have a car accident on your.
No, I don't.
You-
I've never gotten a car wreck.
You said you totaled your car this summer.
Yeah, because, like, the transmission went out.
That's not
Oh,
totaling your car then. That's your car breaking down. You are.
Technically,
Again, this is maybe I'm dumb. Are you dumb? I'm dumb, right?
No,
You're young. Am I dumb?
technically,
confused.
no, you're confused right now because technically, totaling a vehicle means that it costs more to repair than the vehicle's actually worth.
This is true, but when you say the statement, "I totaled my car
That's
this
fair.
summer,"
He's
it
right
normally
there.
means you crashed your
No,
car
I
this
didn't.
summer.
I've never gotten in a car wreck. I've been pulled over once and I cried and he gave me a warning and I was like, yes.
Women. See, that's a women's privilege right there.
I got pulled
Male
over.
privilege,
I got
you
pulled
can
over
get,
one
like,
time
no.
for speeding. The guy didn't give me a speeding ticket. He gave me a seatbelt ticket, which I was wearing my seatbelt, and then I went to pay the freaking ticket, and they lost it.
Are you
I
serious?
mean, you didn't have to pay it then. That's
Yeah,
great.
so that eventually got thrown out, but it was in Bicknell, Indiana, and I live in Indianapolis, so I drove 2.5 hours, 3 different times to try and pay this ticket.
You couldn't do it online?
It cost me more in gas than the ticket cost.
How come you didn't?
First time I've ever. No.
Really?
It's Bicknell. It's Hicktown,
Yeah,
USA.
Bicknell doesn't have a website. Are you kidding me? That's like bum fucking.
So
Lord.
if you don't pay, are they gonna come up to Indianapolis and fucking arrest
Oh,
you?
no, they wrote it
could
off.
have- Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they wrote it
Yeah.
off. But it cost me more in gas than it was worth. The ticket was actually worth.
Well, it's been an eventful podcast, and we really have gone from topic to topic tonight, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm done talking.
I'm also done talking.
Are you done talking? Kenna?
I'm never done talking, but yeah, I
Well,
guess.
keep talking then.
No, I'm
you
in
just
like
keep talking, and Sean and I will leave.
I'm in person.
Okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of Young, Dumb, and Confused. I've been Hunter Van Houten.
I've been Sean Barringer.
I'm a kind of bored.
we'll see you next week.